Hey everyone, this is Daniel. This is my Gecko update blog for July the 6th, 2009. Well, I've got new optimized SeaMonkey builds available. I got some put out today, finally, for those people who have been dreadfully using probably my June the 17th or June 24th builds. You're probably going to be glad to see these builds, or this build. Anyway, I did a test build on July the 2nd, though at that time there was extenuating circumstances that I just did not feel nor want to put out any builds at that point. Basically what that test build was for was to see if the memory issues had been fixed. The problem that I noticed on July the 24th build. And that problem apparently has been fixed. If not fixed completely, it's been fixed to a point that it takes much longer than 20 to 25 minutes to show up. Anyway, I got those new optimized builds up, and also, there is one little problem. This goes for official builds as well, so people that are running nightly builds that are using official SeaMonkey builds, listen up. You may notice after the July the 3rd nightly, you may have, if you have looked in your about dialog, you may have noticed that there's a strange version number for you, knowingly not running the Trump builds, because I don't think there are actually any being built, just the ones based off of Mozilla 191. You may notice that the version number under the SeaMonkey logo is a little bit off. I noticed that this morning. The people that are going to be running the optimized SeaMonkey builds from today's build, they will not have that problem because I manually went in and fixed it. It was a very simple fix, and it involved one file, and all I had to do was open it up in Visual Studio, change the 1 to a 0 and the A to a B, and the problem was fixed. What was it exactly? Well, when they did the check-in to discern the version numbers between Gecko 191 and 192, or in other words, SeaMonkey 2.0 and 2.1, somebody may have forgot to put an if-def somewhere, and that means that it automatically assumes that you're building from the trunk. And so there is a file that is in toolkit.jar. The file name is about.xhtml. Until this bug is fixed, which I have looked, and it doesn't look like it has been so far, nightly SeaMonkey builds under the SeaMonkey logo may show version 2.1 Alpha 1 pre, while in the user agent string itself it says SeaMonkey 2.0 Beta 1 pre. Now, I only know how to fix the code if it's already been built and right there, easily waiting to be fixed. So, I wouldn't exactly know how to fix that problem personally, but it is obviously a problem because we don't want people thinking they're running a newer version of SeaMonkey than they really are. So, basically, in my builds, what I did, like I said, I went in and I used Visual Studio. I used 7-zip to modify the file, and basically I reset the version number to the correct version. So those of you who will be running the July the 6th build, when you go to the About dialog, you will have the right information and nothing wrong. That's the only modification made to this build, was to fix the version numbers. if you're wondering, other than my usual customizations that I always make to my builds, which is the preferences and stuff. But yeah, I also made an archives folder, so I'm going to start archiving builds at the beginning of each month that are older than 2 months old. So what that means, for example, is like on August the 1st, all builds that I made up until June the 1st will be put into the archives folder. That way it doesn't take a whole lot of looking to find the newer builds, because right now you already have to go to the second page to get to my newer builds unless you click on the thing to show newer files first. And I want to try to make it easier for people, you know, to get my file, you know, get the later files. So I decided to make an archive folder and put the older files in it. That way they will still be there, and I won't get asked the question all the time, where's your optimized SeaMonkey build for X and X date? I can tell them it's in the archive folder now, instead of, I'm sorry, I deleted that file. I've actually had to do that before, a long time ago. But yeah, that way I won't have to be asked that question. I can just say, it's in the archive folder, look at it. It'll be in there. Of course, I did have a little bitty mishap doing that this morning, and I did lose 2 files. I'm sure nobody was using these files because obviously they're way, way, way old. So, only people who are really, really interested in the April 22nd, 2009 build would be affected. But when I made the archive folder, it accidentally made 2 of them, and I deleted the wrong one that actually had the files in it. So, I lost those 2 builds, but I did another dry run, and I figured out exactly how to do it now, so that problem should not happen again. As I mentioned, once I get optimized Gecko 192 based builds or SeaMonkey 2.1 based builds put up, the current Nightly's folder will be renamed Nightly's 191, and a folder called Nightly's 192 will be made. Now I got a question asking me why use Nightly's 191 and 192 instead of 2.0 and 2.1. Well, the reason is because I'm going by Gecko revision when it comes to the Nightly's folder. If you want to know the SeaMonkey version, all you gotta do is go in that folder, and it's right there in the file name. That's my reasoning. Other than that, I would probably have named it that had I thought of it first. But I thought of Nightly's 191 and 192 first. That way people don't get confused about which Gecko version they're running and everything. But yeah, like I said, I do have some more updates that are non-Gecko related that will come in a video blog later today. Some of it's funny, some of it's not so funny. You'll see what I'm talking about later on this evening. But anyway, I am Daniel Jeter, and I will see you next time.